Hi, welcome to Just Another Land Cruiser. Today we're going to do a review on the Trasharoo, which is the off-road spare tire trash carrier. Alright, first off I'll show you how it mounts to your spare tire carrier. Two simple straps. It's got two straps on top, two on the bottom. Crisscross them around your tire. And they latch in with these little plastic things. First off, if you do have a tire carrier, it's kind of a pain. It doesn't perfectly go on an X. I got the high lift jack that's kind of in the way up here, and then the tire carrier, I usually go around the tire carrier rather than through it. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then you got to watch out for, I also have antenna mount that I got to kind of go around. As you can see, I have mine mounted nice and high on the tire. I got a 35-inch tire, and this is how it usually starts on a trip. And then by the time I get to wherever I'm going, this thing has sagged where this is dangling down here, and it's really annoying, and I imagine that's why it picks up so much road grime, is because it starts falling. I've had this on 3 different vehicles, and I've always had the sagging problem, whether it's a 31-inch tire, 33-inch tire, or 35-inch tire. The one thing I read on the internet that helped out was putting a bungee, and I'll show you all that real quick. Right here to your top two that cross. That keeps it nice and high and tight. I read this little thing on the internet. Internet's always helpful for things. I've tried this on one trip and it actually worked. I've read somewhere that when you buy a new Trasharoo, it comes with a little strap here, or maybe they sell one separate, but I don't know how much they sell them for, but a nice cheap bungee works just the same as whatever they may be selling. I've had this thing for probably 8 years now. I would say it's held up pretty well. I do have a couple things that have just in the last year happened to it. One of my latches for the top little thing here came off. I don't even remember how that happened. When I picked it up today to do this review, I noticed that just webbing tore. The 2 clasps in the back, I've stepped on one in the garage that broke, and another one broke from just cinching it down so tight it actually cracked the plastic. A couple other things. The webbing down here, I got some holes in it. It's faded pretty good, not a big deal. But so for, I think I paid 8 years ago, I think it was like 45 bucks for this thing. Not a bad investment, I would say. Even as much as I hate it, I still kind of love it in the same aspect as you can carry some stuff on the back of your rig that you don't want inside. Other than that, I would probably give it a good review, other than just being nasty. A couple things to watch out for when you're using your Trasharoo on long trips is it will get pretty grimy if you're going through dusty, rainy, winter storm conditions. It just picks up all that stuff. From the road grime, you get the wind coming up from under your vehicle and it blows everything up here. And for me, since I have a diesel, I get black soot from smoke coming up, just attaching itself to this thing, where it makes it just almost so nasty to touch. The 80 series isn't as bad as my BJ40. The old B engine and the BJ40 just, especially at altitude, blows a lot of black smoke and just coats this thing. It's directly underneath. This one, my exhaust exits right here, so I'm kind of the same problem. If this was over here, I probably wouldn't have a problem, but it just gets nasty. I still like it, but it's gross. Gross, gross, gross. I have cleaned this thing several times. I use Dawn, dish soap, put it in a 5-gallon bucket and kind of old school, slosh it around, hit it with the water hose. And even after that, I have cleaned this thing since I used it last, and just picking it up today to do this review. When I touch it, black soot still all over the thing. It just, I don't know if it just gets in there where I can't clean it, or maybe I just suck at cleaning. But overall, I would say it's a decent investment. As long as you're not getting into it all the time, be aware of the flaws of it getting coated with all the diesel grime, road grime, winter grime, dusty conditions. All that is going to stick to this. And then obviously when you get into rain, it just becomes nasty. I would carry some, rubber disposable gloves. That way if you really got to get into it, you put the gloves on, get in there, get your stuff out, take it off. Your hands are still clean. All right, a couple things that I have seen other people doing that I may try is moving this thing off the spare tire carrier. I have seen a few people mount it if they have a roof rack on top like I do. Mine doesn't come back as far as what I've seen a couple people do, but they'll actually mount this on top of the tire carrier and just lean it on their back window, and then when they raise it up, it actually raises it up with it. I don't know if the struts would hold the additional weight. I mean, I probably have 40, 50 pounds in this a couple times. When you got all your trash, your fluids, maybe throwing a couple logs for a fire, throw it in there. I have thought of mounting it on the ladder. I usually don't get on the roof rack as much as other people. I try to keep everything inside. I do have my solar up there. I'll get up there every now and then to clean off the dust. But I think this, moving it here, may not pick up as much as my diesel soot, and may actually mount better on a little more stable surface than a round tire. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do that and do another review on that. Thanks for watching my review of the Trasharoo spare tire trash carrier. Hopefully it gives you some insight in the flaws and the advantages to having one. If you do like this review, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, help me out. That'd be great. Shit.